Look, I'm going to get straight to the point. We don't need another motivational poster or another list of habits of rich people. What we need is clarity, we need ownership, and we need action. That's what the Millionaire book is about. Not theory, not fluff, but execution. Most people walk through life thinking money is the goal. But let me tell you something most millionaires understand, and most people never figure out. Money is infinite, time is not. You can lose money and make it back. You can invest money and double it. But the one thing you'll never get back is time. Every second you spend doing things that don't move you forward is a second you'll never recover. That's why the most valuable asset you will ever own is your time, and the smartest investment you can ever make is buying it back. Buying back your time means one thing: stop doing things that can be done by someone else at a lower value per hour than your potential. If you're spending your day scheduling your calendar, editing your videos, doing bookkeeping, managing emails, or running errands, you're bleeding time, and every drop of it is costing you growth, energy, clarity, and in the long run, wealth. Millionaires don't ask how much this cost. They ask, what is this worth in saved time and new opportunity? This isn't about being lazy, it's about being intentional. You weren't born to micromanage every detail of your life. You were born to solve bigger problems, to build bigger visions, to lead, to innovate, to create something that outlives you. But that can't happen if you're stuck in the weeds. Most people stay broke because they never elevate their thinking. They think saving money is the goal, when the real win is freeing up their calendar to focus on their genius. Buying back your time is how you create leverage. It's how you go from solopreneur to CEO. It's how you move from being a technician in your business to becoming the architect of your freedom. You buy back your time by hiring, outsourcing, delegating, automating, and every hour you save is an hour you reinvest in growth, in learning, in connection, in strategic decisions that actually scale. But let's be real, most people don't do it. Why? Fear, control, scarcity mindset. They think no one can do it like them. They think hiring help is an expense instead of an investment. They think grinding it out earns them points. But hustle without strategy is just movement without direction. It feels productive, but it keeps you stuck. The difference between a stressed out operator and a scalable leader is the relationship with time. You don't scale your business by doing more. You scale it by doing less of what doesn't matter. The most successful people I know don't work more than you. They just work on the right things. They protect their time like a fortress. Every yes is a no to something else. Every hour is spent where it creates the highest return. That's what buying back your time looks like. It's not optional if you want to win. It's the foundation. Most people think hustle is the answer. They wear it like a badge of honor. 18-hour workdays, no sleep, always grinding. They believe if they just push harder, if they outwork everyone else, they'll win. But let me tell you something. Most high performers eventually learn the hard way. Hustle will get you out of the gate, but it won't take you to the finish line. Hustle is not scalable. It's emotional. It's reactive. And it's always one crisis away from burning out. If you want long-term success, if you want to scale something beyond your own energy and effort, then you need systems. Systems are the foundation of freedom. They create consistency, clarity, and control. With systems in place, you can predict outcomes, reduce chaos, and scale with confidence. Most people never build them because they're too busy reacting to everything around them. They live in survival mode. Every day is a firefight. Every hour is putting out another problem. But problems don't stop because you hustle harder. They stop when you build something that runs without you being in every room, on every call, or solving every issue. When you create systems, you build repeatable processes that can be delegated, tracked, and improved. You create flow. You create rhythm. You build a machine that turns input into output without burning fuel from your soul. A business without systems is like flying a plane while building it midair. Sure, you might survive for a while, but you're one bad move from crashing. Systems let you build the cockpit, the autopilot, the dashboard, and eventually let the plane fly without you at the wheel every second. Think about any successful company, from Amazon to Apple. What makes them thrive isn't just the idea or the hustle of the founders. It's the systems, the logistics, the hiring process, the onboarding, the customer service, the sales pipeline, the product development cycle. It's all systemized. And that's why they scale. That's why they can grow fast without falling apart. People say they want freedom. They want to travel, spend more time with family, invest in new ideas, but they're stuck in the day-to-day because everything depends on them. Every decision, every task, every deliverable, and that's a trap. That's not freedom. That's a glorified job you built for yourself. You don't escape that trap with more hustle. You escape it with better systems. Hustle is emotional. Systems are logical. Hustle is reactive. Systems are proactive. Hustle is temporary. Systems are sustainable. If you're building your business on hustle alone, you're building it on sand. The moment you stop moving, everything collapses. But if you build on systems, you build on a solid foundation, you create something that survives without you, and that's when you really start to win. Everything you achieve, everything you build, every risk you take or don't take, it all comes down to mindset. Not talent, not resources, not even timing, mindset. That's the first invisible layer of every success story you've ever heard and every failure you've ever feared. The problem is, most people don't even realize they're being held back by their own thinking. They chase tactics, tools, and strategies without fixing the core programming running the show. Your mindset is the operating system. If that's broken or outdated, nothing you install on top will run right. The truth is, you cannot outperform your beliefs. If you believe you're not worthy of success, no matter how much progress you make, you'll sabotage it. If you believe you always mess things up, you'll find ways to prove yourself right. If you believe money is hard to make, you'll ignore opportunities right in front of you. What you believe becomes how you act, and how you act becomes your result. So if you want bigger outcomes, you don't just need a bigger goal, you need a better mindset. People love to talk about goals. $1 million years, dream homes, freedom, legacy. But goals without the mindset to match are just fantasies. You've got to build the mental foundation that can hold the weight of your vision. And that means doing the hard work, confronting your doubts, reprogramming old stories, letting go of beliefs you didn't even choose but inherited from your environment. Most people are walking around carrying the limits of their parents, teachers, peers, even failures from 10 years ago. They don't realize the ceiling they're hitting isn't real. It's just the top of their current mindset. You'll never rise above what you believe is possible for you. And here's the thing, your brain is always listening. Every time you say, I'm not good with money, I always mess this up, I'm not ready, that's for people smarter than me, your brain goes, got it, and builds your reality around it. Mindset isn't positive thinking, it's intentional thinking. It's taking control of the conversation inside your head. It's choosing to feed your mind with belief, confidence, and focus, even when fear is louder. And don't get it twisted, fear doesn't go away. Even the most successful people feel it. The difference is they don't obey it. They've trained their mindset to move forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite it. That's the muscle you have to build. You do that through discipline, exposure, and repetition. You stretch your mind by putting yourself in bigger rooms, by getting around people who make your goals look small, by investing in your growth before you feel ready. You don't wait for confidence. You earn it by doing the uncomfortable things consistently. Your mindset is either your greatest advantage or your biggest enemy. It's either lifting you or limiting you. It's not neutral. So if you keep hitting walls, if you keep feeling stuck, if success feels out of reach, stop tweaking your strategies and start upgrading your mindset. Because the business you build, the wealth you generate, the impact you leave, all of it will only grow to the level your mind can support. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to stop letting the old version of you run the show. When you master your mindset, you unlock the next level, not just in business, but in life. Books are powerful. They open doors, offer perspective, and give you access to the minds of brilliant people. But here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Reading books alone won't change your life. If books were enough, every person with a library card would be a millionaire. You can't just consume knowledge and expect transformation. Transformation comes from implementation, from feedback, from accountability, and that's where mentorship comes in. Mentorship compresses time. What could take you 5 years to figure out on your own, a mentor can show you in 5 minutes. That's not an exaggeration. That's leverage. When you invest in mentorship, you're not paying for motivation or inspiration, you're paying for speed. You're paying to borrow experience you haven't earned yet. And that experience can save you from mistakes, from detours, from losing years chasing the wrong path. A mentor sees your blind spots. A mentor sees the pattern you can't see because you're too close to it. They help you avoid the costliest mistake of all, wasting time. People hesitate to invest in mentorship because they see it as an expense. But let's flip the script. What's the cost of not having the right guidance? What's the cost of going in circles, guessing your way through every problem, learning everything the hard way? That's the slow path. That's the expensive path. The truth is, mentors are multipliers. They multiply your clarity, your confidence, your result. One piece of advice from the right person at the right time can change the trajectory of your entire life or business. And mentorship isn't just about tactics, it's about access. It's proximity to someone who is living the result you want. That proximity rewires you. When you get close to someone operating at a higher level, their mindset, habits, energy, and decisions start to rub off on you. You start thinking bigger. You raise your standards. You stop settling for average because now you've seen what's possible. That's what makes mentorship different from books. It's alive. It adapts to your context. It challenges you directly, and it holds you accountable to the future you said you wanted. Some people say, I can't afford a mentor. The truth is you can't afford not to have one. If you're serious about growth, if you want to go from idea to execution, from survival to scale, then mentorship isn't optional, it's a requirement. And it doesn't always mean paying a coach. It could be joining a mastermind, apprenticing under someone smarter, working for free just to learn, or offering value in exchange for access. The point is, you put yourself in the room. You find a way to learn from people ahead of you. You will always rise or fall to the level of your environment. If you're surrounded by people who settle, who make excuses, who avoid risk, then no matter how many books you read, you'll feel stuck. But if you're surrounded by mentors, high performers, and people who think 10 steps ahead of you, then growth becomes normal. Winning becomes expected. Mentorship isn't a luxury. It's a shortcut, a proven, tested, and powerful shortcut to the version of you that's waiting on the other side of courage and commitment. If you want to go fast, you need fuel. If you want to go far, you need guidance. Mentors give you both. Books will give you knowledge, but mentors will give you wisdom, direction, and accountability. And in the game of success, that's what separates the readers from the leaders. Let me know if you like the full speech compiled with all expanded sections or formatted for video, keynote, or publication.